Let's make one of my favorite things to make, fresh pasta dough. It's not too hard to make, simple ingredients. It's just a little bit of work kneading it, but it's always worth it in the end. First off, I'll start with 6 cups of flour. I pour it onto my counter. Then you want to make a nice little well. We're going to dump our eggs into there. This is how you start it all. So we've got our nice little well here. We've got 6 eggs I've cracked. I'll just pour those right in the center of that. It needs to be slowly incorporated. We're going to take a fork, we're going to kind of spiral these around, get that all mixed in. Also want to add a little bit of salt, about a teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. This is going to keep our dough a little bit on the soft side. And you want to start it with just a fork. And like I said, I'm just going to spiral, kind of just mixing my eggs. I'm just going to grab some of that flour and pull it in. And you just keep going around and around. My grandmother used to love to make fresh pasta, and she would make all the fun little shapes, and you really can't beat it for the quality. It's so much better than the dried. I'm probably gonna end up making some raviolis today out of this. So we have our roller, we'll make our sheets, all that good stuff. But I'm just gonna keep folding in a little more flour, get this all mixed in nice and smooth. Just keep stirring, around and around we go. Our well is getting a little bit bigger. Pretty soon it'll just get to the point where it can't hold on anymore. And then we'll just do it with our hands and we'll knead away. I'm finding the longer that I knead the dough, the smoother it comes out. It's gonna seem very clumpy at first like this, but you need to work that elasticity out. The gluten comes out and then it turns a little bit stretchy and all the stuff you're looking for. So we'll just keep folding round and round. I'm just taking this up a little bit. Losing my well. We'll just start incorporating a little bit more. And when the sides start to go out, just push them back in just a little bit. We're almost to where I'm going to start using my hands. We're just about there. And I just pile it on. Start folding it all in. You're gonna get your hands messy, don't worry. You'll be fine. There's nothing like working with the real dough. You really get your hands into it. And like I said, it is a little bit of work, but in the end, you always have the best product you come up with. And I'm always when I start, I'm like, why did I do this, that. But then once I'm done, and eating it, I'm like, okay, I get it. It's worth all that effort. So I'm just kind of folding it over and then using the palm of my hand to press. Fold and press. And the same thing you would do with a bread dough. Just keep trying to add in some more flour. You may have some flour left over. If it gets too dry, I'm just going to wet my hands a little bit with some water. But there's still some moisture in there. And with the kneading, it's just, see how it's just stretching and it pulls out the wetter dough. And then I'll drink up a little bit more of this flour. But very simple, flour, eggs, salt, oil. You can add chopped parsley to this. You can add some beet juice to this if you wanted, and you have some nice purple pasta. I've seen people use squid ink as well, get that some nice black stripes. Do a stripe of white, stripe of black, and then you run it through your pasta roller, and it all comes together. Some tuxedo-looking raviolis, but I like to keep it simple. And just keep kneading. Gotta get this in there too. Almost gonna just wet my hands a little bit, give it a little bit more moisture. I still have some flour to use up over here. But let me give my hands a quick rinse. Just enough water. And get it tacky again. But it is starting to come together. It's gonna be wanting to see how it's like shredding and that sort of stuff. That's completely normal. It only really comes together after we're done mixing everything. We're gonna wrap it in saran, put a little oil on it, wrap it in saran wrap, and then let it rest for about an hour at room temperature. And then everything really just comes together to make that nice dough. If you tried to roll this right now, it would just shred through your machine. It's patience, patience, patience. That's probably the hardest thing with cooking. Everyone wants to be done in no time, done in a hurry. But a lot of it is just the patience and letting things happen on their own. I still think some of the best food is leftover because the flavors really get to meld and settle in and do their thing. This is still being a little bit dry. I'm probably going to get rid of some of this flour. They have too much, which is fine and normal. Just get rid of it and move on. And I'll just keep working on this dough here. Hands wet again. There. And you start feeling it just folding and not mixing back together. That's your sign to add a little bit of water. Need. Once you get in that rhythm, just folding, spinning, and that little sweet spot. Put your whole shoulder into it. Stuff. It is pretty tough. A little more than bread dough, that's for sure. There's not much give, but keep folding, keep rolling. This is activating that gluten, like I said. She's gonna keep our pasta together. Pretty good upper body workout too. See it coming together nicely now with a nice yellow color. Pretty solid. Only a couple more minutes. Couple more. The more you're kneading, the smoother your pasta will be. And it'll be easier to work with a little bit later as well. Yeah, it's really coming together now. Getting a little less of that separation. And it's gonna feel a little bit dry. And like I said, the moisture, it's got a kind of, the resting part is where the magic really happens with your pasta dough. Try the knuckles up. It is a bit of a workout, that's for sure. Knead it any way you can. As long as you're moving it around. Yeah, we're getting close. It's been a few minutes for sure. It says about 8 to 10 minutes, but I don't know if I'll go that far. Keep squeezing, keep pressing. Twist it around like that. And see if there's anything inside that's still a little thirsty, but we feel about consistent all the way through. So. Say we're pretty good here. One more, just trying to get the outside to the inside here. And like a big dough ball, loaf of bread boule. All right, saran wrap. Break it down. I'll do into 4. Right. Put a little olive oil on the outside here, so it won't stick to my saran wrap. Plus, it'll just be easier for when I go do my pasta roller. I got these all broken down already. And roll them out with my rolling pin a little bit, get started, and then spin away in the pasta maker. There. Now we have this nice, beautiful dough. And like I said, we're gonna let this rest about half an hour at least. Everything will meld together nicely. It already feels pretty nice. It's gonna be a very nice dough to work with. But keep the air out. That's all we're doing now. Not it would dry out and then you'd have crunchy, not real nice pasta. Probably break while you're trying to roll it out. There. So that's the pasta dough basics right here. Then we're gonna be plenty of sheets to do a whole bunch of raviolis, probably around 40 raviolis by the time I'm done. So, all right, so very simple pasta dough, and that's that. Thank you.